Hey guys, it's Chris, and we are here to discuss Pimiga version 1.5. We have it created here. Pi3B Plus, Pi4 4 gig, it'll run on a 2 gig also, and of course the new Pi400. Let's check it out.
Now we're on to verify. You don't have to verify this if you don't want to. I'm going to skip it for S&G. So I'm just going to say cancel verify because I don't care. It's going to say you can remove the card from the card reader. So we're going to go ahead and quit this. And you'll see my stuff pop in over here. So I'm going to eject the disk. Boop, and I'm going to put it right back in. Now you'll see 3 partitions on Windows. This will be mounted. It might complain that you have to fix the file system or it's unformatted. Don't touch it. Whatever Windows says, just ignore. Once it finally lets you explore, look for this partition called Kick. You're going to notice it has, for me, a system volume information folder. This is so Windows can assign a drive letter and make you happy. It has a ROM key, which does absolutely nothing. So you're going to need some kickstarts, which mine are in here? No. Here? Yeah. Alright, so you need a kick 31A1200.ROM, which I'll just copy right there. And then you can eject the partitions, and then that can be removed, and you're good to go. Go ahead and eject the disk, and let's put it in the actual Raspberry Pi.
We'll start off first with the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. Here we go. Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. This is Pimiga 1.5 Lite Edition.
Amiga.
New randomized bootloader for pictures. Randomized backdrop. Now the Pi 3B Plus is a little bit light in the horsepower department, but it'll still run everything you can. So if you go into Eagle Player, for example, you have a couple thousand mods to play. It'll play Riva videos just fine. Full screen. Of course, iGame with 4,562 games. The universal hotkey for quitting is now F10 for everything. Cannon Fodder Christmas Edition from Amiga format. Demos are also in the shortcuts here. This will apply to every version. Pick a demo you want to watch. I don't know, this one. Press F10. I don't know what these are, so I had to pick the weirdest one. Like I said, this was built for the Pi 400. I'm just going to mute the audio on this part. Okay, so videos play. Now, the 3B Plus is not the strongest of the Pis. If you have a 3B Plus, get a 4. I mean, the problem with the Pi 3 is it is very finicky with Pimiga because I built it for the Pi 400. So it's not compiled for the Pi 3. But if you're using crappy SD cards, get a good SD card. In here is a crappy SD card, for example. I'm going to show you what it does. If I launch Eagle Player, listen. What's up? This card is just junk. Now watch. I'm going to quit this. Actually, I have to unplug it. I'm going to take a better card. This is a SanDisk. Put this card in here. Get this ON whatever Walmart junk brand out. And push the power button. And don't stick my finger in the fan. Takes a second on a Pi 3 from fresh boot, so.
Amiga.
Same thing, we'll just go right into mods, Eagle Player, Plays fine. No skipping. I don't know why the crappy memory cards do that. The Pi3 is just weak sauce. It'll run stuff, but it ain't gonna be great. And start. Let's see if this even works. Surprisingly, it works. You might be able to play Warcraft on it, but it's in a really bad screen mode just to be able to be used. So enough time on the Pi3B. Get this thing out of here. This is a Pi 4. You need to have this little adapter, and I recommend you plugging it into the plug closest to the power. Why? Because it will not load otherwise.
Amiga.
Same card from the Pi3. This one will run so much better. So now I can run Eagle Player. No problems. MP3s. Don't want to play too much, but you get the idea. We have the iGame, of course, just like everything else. We'll go into favorites, and we'll just run Cannon Fodder. Press enter, F10 to quit. Works fine. Reva player. Say, let's see, minus pitch 80, minus speed 130.
Hello.
It's you can make this window big and shows the phone whatever that word is, phoneme English or something.
Hello, sexy man.
I don't want no chick talking to me like that. So that's the Pi 4. Same thing. We got demos, and now if you're looking for demos, this is the light edition. Click up here and go to demos. Right click on the taskbar, go to demos. Give it a second to load. State of the art. God, that's loud. It works. Please remember, the Amiga operating system is 36 years old this year. It's kind of old and outdated, and it's not as memory release friendly as you think it is. Even though you have much RAM free, they still fight and bang into each other all the time, and it's not good. So if you're having weirdness, just hit reset. This thing boots in like 15 seconds and you're up after the animation and the talk. For the Pi400, we're going to use the HDMI port closest to the SD card. So for this version, I'm going to run the same Pimiga 1.5 I just burned. Now this is the MFR edition. This is on 128 gig compact flash, but on purpose I have not copied my Kickstart ROM to it. And I want to show you what happens. So if you forget to copy your Kickstart ROM, you will have this problem. And if you also plug into the wrong HDMI port, you're going to see some rainbows. So if you do, put it back to the one closest to the SD port. It's all in the README that no one reads, so I figured I would make a video to help people out. This is what's going to happen when you don't copy a Kickstart ROM. That's going to yell at you. Can't load the system ROM. It's going to try a replacement. That replacement doesn't exist. Click OK. She's going to fail. It's going to look for the AROS. Nope. And that's all she wrote. You can have 12-bit, and you can see in the configuration that's looking for a Kick31 A1200, like the instructions say. So what you're going to do is flip to a machine that has a SD card reader. In this case, this is just a micro SD reader. Plugging it in. Copy my Kick31 A1200 ROM to here, and then eject. Once it's done, we can take this card out. Flip it back to HDMI, put this card back in, and plug it in. Get this out of the way. No matter how clean you try to be, it gets tangled up. Now I'm just showing you the brief overview. I'm going to go over Pimiga more detail in just a moment. So now with the correct Kickstart ROM copied, this is the Mother Fracker edition. This is the full, and this is the one I'll be reviewing. There we go, and the same thing. This one is a little special because it has iGame and iDemo. iDemo is just the shortcut. It'll load the demos up. If you go up here to shortcuts and click games, demos, iGame, whatever, it'll open. So there it is. So there's your menu of games, and then you could actually do shortcuts, demos. But what I did was I put a little button here for iDemo. There it is. They're kind of tiny. I can't get it to resize. I don't know why that happened, but you could choose something and play it, and then of course F10 would quit it. Now, when I'm done running a demo or whatever, a lot of times I do like to reboot. Now, sometimes on the emulators here, if you go into System, and then Emulators, and Shapeshifter, we'll do 755. It should be pre-configured, and then you just hit Start. This is a color, 256 color, 040 System 755 that I apparently didn't shut down properly. So we're going to let it boot for a second, and then we can actually go in and play like Warcraft or something like that. Alright, so that's, you know, iDemo and the Mac thing, and iGames, 4,562 games, Eagle Player, and 1,100 mods in that folder. And it's got, if you go up to the very, very top here, we have games, like if you want to hear the Chaos Engine title, or if you want to hear Gods USA to the Wonderful. Well, let's hook this up to the capture card, and we'll go over more of what Pimiga 1.5 MF Edition has and can do for you. So this is Pimiga version 1.5 on the capture card. You're going to see here that we have iDemo, we have iGame, self-explanatory. We have Riva with a few videos that play totally fine. We have, of course, Amiga Amp, Space Trip Chill Wave, for example. Pretty good 37-minute song if you're interested in just having a nice relaxing jam. The Commodore Amiga TOSEC pack. What is the TOSEC pack? It is the complete archive of pretty much the large majority, I would not say everything, but the large majority of stuff that was made, created for the Commodore Amiga. It is best browsable down here off of Directory Opus. What you're going to have is a file browser. If you are new to the Amiga, don't download this edition. Get the Lite edition, just play your iGame and be happy. If you're an enthusiast, you should know how to use this program. But, for example, I will go over it briefly. Directory Opus is a file manager. This operating system is coming up on 36 years old, so this is probably the best, one of the best file managers, if not the best. So, left and right, source and destination, controllable by this button, and either typing it for your devices or choosing them over here. We're going to go to DH3, and right here we have the Commodore Amiga TOSEC pack complete. Zoom in just a tad here. Applications ADF. Oh, we have an alphabetical and a numeric subcategory. Pick a letter. A. Wow, look familiar? There's a lot of stuff in here. Like a lot. The TOSEC pack has dupes, triplicates, quintuplicates, you name it. It has 90,000 versions of it. I went through this and kind of deduped the programs. There are several of the same, like different versions. So if you have like a certain program that only works, like Amos, for example, 112, 132, 134, 135, 136, they're 900, 1K a pop. It's not really that big of a deal. If you want to trim them out, it's up to you. But they've been deduped, virus scanned, and anything that was infected or had any kind of problem, I go ahead and I deleted it. It's got all sorts of stuff in here, and that's one directory of many. So we have the same thing if you wanted like games, ADF, and P, I don't know, Paperbowl, whatever. These are all done. Now, they've all been virus scanned. I did not test 65,000 ADF files. There is no possible way that I could do this in the couple hundred hours that I have into this to test everything. This is not a perfect operating system. This is far from perfect. So we have a new version of WHDLOAD. The iGame is the latest one that I can get. It also has the
Zeb's December 2020 WHDLOAD pack on DH3, which is also available on the desktop. You can click on Work and go to it. So I'm just going to actually type it here, in colon. Right here, there's this top directory called Amiga CD Collection. This is 13, quote, CDs of stuff from EAB. Take your pick, take your browse. It's just stuff. How do I mount this? How do I use that? If you're an Amiga enthusiast, you're gonna know how to do this stuff. I'll teach a man to fish. How about that? So what you want to do, if you're going to use a workbench program, workbench meaning I'm not going to boot off of it. I'm going to go ahead and fire up GoADF. This is the shareware version. Give the guy here bitplan.pl/GoADF $6 and you can own this program. Great program. So what we're going to do is we're going to click these little 3 dots up here, right? Boop. And look what you're already in. You're already in the TOSEC pack. Ain't that amazing? So we're going to choose, I don't know, we got to do something easy. Educational ADF. I don't know what that is. And I'm just going to click OK. All I did was select the directory. It's going to load the ADF. Dinosaurs something. Double click it. And then choose one of these slots. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Think of it as DF0 through DF4. 10 and 1. And then this is the disk. Whatever this dinosaurs thing is. Should I run it? I don't know. Let's see what it does. Educational software of dinosaurs. We have an advanced version of Amiberry. It's F12. And we go to input. You're going to see that my joystick is here, the C64 joystick. Here it is. You can choose all this other crap. Choose my joystick. And what I did was I did a drop down here. It's always on default. I chose joystick. That highlights some options under here where you can further customize your control experience. If you plop yourself one of them PlayStation controllers on here, you can map all these things, like the buttons and the hats and the shoulders. But you know what? In all honesty, 98% of Amiga games are one button. You might be able to remap jump to up, things like that. So you can boot this off of USB thumb drive or a SD card. You don't have to have a 128 gig or 32 gig or whatever size micro SD. If you can't find one, pick yourself up a thumb drive. We can test it on the same machine. I'm going to cut back to the camera and we'll test it out. I just want to show you how it works. So we're getting off OBS here. Same screen, but I'm going to take this drive, which I believe is my Amiga. We're going to just pull the power out. Take this card out, stick it right here. Put this USB 3 right in here. I think this is the same OS. I don't know.
Amiga.
There you go. This thumb drive's a little flaky because I kind of banged into it with my knee and bent the living heck out of it. There's nothing in the SD slot. Point being, you can boot from USB or micro SD. It's your call. Okay, so we're booting with the thumb drive, MF edition, and we have an actual USB 32 gig thumb drive plugged in with a bunch of my stuff on here. So what we'll do is I can either double click on the USB and I can right click. If you don't see stuff on your USB, right click, go to view and say show all files, and then you'll see stuff like there's my Space Trip Chillwave. So in Pimiga we have the programs listed alphabetically, top to bottom, left to right. Audio files, all of your audio things are going to be in here. I went through all these programs just to make sure they all worked. This is not Microsoft, okay? This is a 36-year-old operating system. It's got everything I can throw on it that works. You can feel free to put things on yourself. This edition we actually added coding, so there's some coding things on here. There have been more emulators added. Now, find your own ROMs for a lot of these. You might have a couple demos, things here. Toss your own. If you got like some MAME ROMs, stick them all on work, and that's where they go. So we have some fractals. So we have some graphics programs from AdPro to Brilliance to Cinema 4D, Deluxe Paint AGA, DPaint 4, Forge, converters, image effects, image studio, imagine, lightwave 5, perfect paint, photogenics, pixel pro, and from there we have internet programs and AWeb 3.5, which is right down here, which when you double click it takes you right to Aminet. Get yourself something real nice there, Clark. Programs is where I stashed and put all the programs that I didn't fit into custom little workbench windows. And this has been the same since the earlier versions. So there's a lot of things in here. People are GUI clickers because they're used to Windows or Mac or Linux or whatever. If you know Amiga OS, you know this. You have no problem. If you're new to the Amiga, start with iGame, play some games. F10's your global quit. Listen to some music mods or some MP3s and watch some videos. If you right click at the top here, you have all these shortcuts. iGame, games, demos, other, shell, directory opus, multi-view. You can go into settings. You can run different tools. Everything I just showed you is all right here except the emulators. Audio, like, you want to listen to Octamed, you want to fire up Hippo Player instead of Eagle Player, you can do that. Just click it. Bam, there it is. I like Hippo Player. It's good and simple. But on RTG, nothing beats Eagle. I mean, nothing beats Eagle. That's a freaking great player. Everything I showed you, not everything that's available. This will just get you rolling with how to use it. How did I get there? I right-clicked in the toolbar. You know. And of course, you can play games. We have a full complement on all three systems that should run okay. Give or take the Pi3. This was all built on the Pi400 and tested on a Pi4. And then I just tested it on the Pi3 to make sure it kind of worked. But your results may vary. Like I said, it's not meant for the Pi3, but it runs. You can play games and stuff, which is what you want to do if you probably own a Pi3. And if you want more games, it's yours. Feel free to add them in. So that's Pimiga 1.5. I hope it finds you well. Find the download links right down below. We got 2 editions, 32 gigabyte card for Lite, 128 gig card for the MF edition. If you're an enthusiast, you're going to want to download the big one just so you have the archives. For bit rot protection, provide your own ROM. Please read the readme. You don't have to read everything, but you might find something that will help you out. We cover everything from 3.5mm audio on these turds. If you have one of these guys, Pi3, Pi4, and you want, you don't have HDMI audio, or you have a monitor that doesn't choose HDMI audio, and you want 3.5, we got it in there. You want to do something like overclock, it's in there too. You got a question about some weird screen thing because you plugged it into the wrong port, she's in there too. Please read the README. Like I said, links are provided down below. Enjoy. I don't want to see this sucker on eBay, but I'm sure I will. So thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. Click the bell wherever that bell is if you want to be notified when I make new videos on Commodore stuff, or food, or whatever, Pi stuff, or Pimiga, other cool projects. Check out my other videos down below. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for everyone who supports me through PayPal tips or otherwise. I greatly appreciate it. It helps me keep this channel going, and these things are a lot of hard work. This is a tremendous amount of work that goes into these. Thank you to all the beta testers who have helped me out, but I appreciate it. Without the input, this kind of stuff can't get issues ironed out. So, that's it for Pimiga 1.5. Thanks for watching, and make the Amiga great again.